Hello, welcome. I'm Nick
And I'm Jackson.
from Top Notch Sports, and today we're gonna be talking about the Indianapolis Colts. Jim Irsay, Shane Steichen, Anthony Richardson, John Taylor. Who? 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 Taylor?
Where
Is
is
he
he?
there anymore? I don't know where he is. Jonathan Taylor. Gonna be the topic of discussion today, along with the staff, the GM room, etc., over and over and over again. Indianapolis Colts, a team I was very high on coming into this offseason. Coming into the season. Richardson, I'm high on Richardson. He had to look great in the preseason. He has a lot of talent. Shane Steichen, perfect coach for Anthony Richardson. Perfect coach. Did you see what he did with Jalen Hurts? Richardson's more talented than Hurts is. Steichen can make Richardson an absolute animal. The question that we got to ask ourselves is, are they going to surround him with talent? Well, they got Michael Pittman. They got Alec Pierce, who I love. They got Jelani Woods, who I love. They got Quentin Nelson on the offensive line, who I like. They got a bunch of players. I know they got the other guy, too, Bernard Raymond, who I was decently high on coming out of the draft a few years ago. I know he struggled a little bit, but he's all right. Okay? They got players over there. And now for Irsay to say what he said about Taylor, and now he's not active until week 5, if they even bring him back and the trade things. What do you think about this situation, Jackson?
Look, I just think it's really boneheaded, if you ask me. You got, again, like you just talked up Anthony Richardson. I completely agree. This guy is an animal. He's a unicorn, is what people are saying now when they talk about these freak athletes. Look, you got Anthony Richardson, who he still has so much to learn about playing quarterback. And when you have a guy like Jonathan Taylor, who is one of the best running backs in the league, no question. And you're saying, and your Jim Irsay, you're saying the stuff that you're saying, oh, the running back position, it's not valuable. You're basically saying Jonathan Taylor is not valuable, which again, he's kind of got a point in saying, running back is a replaceable position. He's not wrong. But Jonathan Taylor is not replaceable. You can't replace Jonathan Taylor. And when you have a guy like Anthony Richardson, who still has a lot to learn about the game of football, a guy like Jonathan Taylor is pretty helpful to have on your team, who's going to take so much pressure off the guy. And when you have a quarterback on a rookie deal, you can pay Jonathan Taylor. You can give Jonathan Taylor a 4-year deal or 5-year deal so that runs out when it's time to pay Anthony Richardson, and then you can say, all right, Anthony Richardson's our guy. We don't need Jonathan Taylor anymore. It's really boneheaded, because I think that just makes things so much harder on Anthony Richardson for no reason. It doesn't have to be. And this offense is fairly inexperienced. Alec Pierce, it's his second year. Josh Downs, a rookie. Their tight end room is fairly inexperienced, and their offensive line isn't great. So Jonathan Taylor was kind of like, all right, Anthony, this is the thing Anthony Richardson has. It's going to bail him out of situations. Now he's not going to have that for at least the first 4 weeks of the season, and may not have him at all. So I just think it's really stupid, and it's just causing just unavoidable problems.
No, I 100% agree. And look, here's my thing on it, okay? Anthony Richardson was my number 2 ranked quarterback, and I said it would be perfect if he goes to the Colts. He went to the Colts. Good pick. Their second round pick was Julius Brents. I feel like he was a little bit overhyped coming out of the draft. I don't know how he's been doing in the preseason. I'm sure these guys will like him. He's a bigger guy and stuff. I give that a C+ when they drafted him. Josh Downs, absolutely love Josh Downs. Smaller guy. Again, the thing I have a problem with these receivers are, I give that an A. But the one issue is, I don't know if Richardson can necessarily always get these guys the balls. Pittman, a PPR guy, it might be tough for him to get him the ball. Alec Pierce, a deep threat guy. Again, the Richardson's issue right now is he has a great arm, but is he accurate? And that thing is no right now. He'll have some great games. He'll have some bad games. So your really good receivers, they're going to start to look a little bit poorer, right? They're not going to get as many opportunities to catch the football. But Downs was a great pick. Blake Freeland, their offensive tackle, that was a great pick. They had a really solid draft at the top of it. They drafted a safety in Daniel Scott. Really liked him. I think I had him in my top 5. They drafted him in the, I believe it was a 5th round, but he had an ACL injury, so he's done for the season, which stinks. But overall, what I'm trying to say is this. They had a really good draft. They have a really good coach that can pair up really well with their draft, with Richardson, with Josh Downs, with the guys they already had in Pittman and Pierce, like I said before, right? And then you have Taylor and a decent offensive line. And all you can do now, you can run RPOs, you can run read options, you can hand off the ball. Taylor can get you 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 yards if he stays healthy. I understand Jim Irsay's concern that running backs don't last long. I understand that. But how the hell are you going to get rid of one of the best running backs in the National Football League when you have a rookie quarter? I know he's coming off an injury. It was an ankle sprain, if I'm not mistaken. An ankle sprain. We're seeing other guys come back, like Saquon Barkley, and I know he didn't get paid great, but he's coming off an ACL tear, 2 years ago. We're seeing other guys get paid coming off of worse injuries at other positions. I know running back, maybe you don't want to lock him up for 4 years. Give him a 2-year deal worth $26, $25, $24 million. I'm sure Taylor would have taken that. I'm sure of it. Taylor's our number 1 ranked running back coming out of that draft class, in front of DeAndre Swift, who is most people's consensus number 1. The guy has elite speed, he has elite strength, and he's just a physical runner. And I absolutely love this guy, and I think it's an absolute mistake if they don't have this guy playing the season in a division that I think that this team can play second in the division this year if they have everything. I know last year they stunk. Right? What did they finish last year? Do you have that pulled up or no? I got to figure out what their final their record last year. I got it right here. Timeout. They were 4-12-1. I feel like this team easily, can win 3 more games this year if they had everything together with Shane Steichen and Anthony Richardson single-handedly. Their over-under this year is 6.5. Let's look at their schedule and see what you think. Are you ready?
Yep.
180. 180, set.
Now, remember they don't have Taylor for the first 4. So this is really disgusting because, again, man, it just sucks because I feel like they could have won a lot of games if Taylor was there. Now he's not there. I mean, really. So let's go Jacksonville. You have Jacksonville week 1 in Indianapolis. I'm going with a loss now.
Mm-hmm.
Against Houston in Houston.
I can give them a win.
I think they can win that game too. The only thing that concerns me is that they don't have Taylor. But I'll give them a win still. Against Baltimore.
Oh.
In Baltimore. Yeah, I'm going to go an L there too. Although, again, I'm going to be honest with you. You have Taylor. I think that's a game. Against the LA Rams in Indianapolis.
It's probably a win.
It's a tough one, right? I mean, they don't have Ramsey anymore, but they do have Donald. But again, I mean, without Taylor, right, it's closer than what I would want it to be. But I'm going to say win. So I already got you 2 wins. Against Tennessee in Indianapolis, and Taylor can come back this game.
I like the way Tennessee plays. They play tough. I think this is an L for them.
This is a tough one for me. I'm going to give if Taylor's back, I'm going to give him a win. If he comes back after week 4 and can play, I'll give him a win. That's 3 for me. Against Jacksonville in Jacksonville.
It's probably an L.
Yep, I'm giving him an L. The Browns in Indianapolis.
I'm in between on that one.
Yeah.
That's a toss-up.
Right now, I'm going to give him the L. I mean, because, again, I got to consider Taylor may not be playing at all. So, Taylor plays this game, man. You got a shot. Without him, I don't think you have a damn shot. So, New Orleans coming to Indianapolis.
Is Kamara back at this point?
This would be week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So, I believe so.
Yeah, so I'm going to – this is probably an L.
I'm giving him an L as well. Against the Carolina in Carolina.
Give him that split. That one's a toss up.
I'm going to give him a win there, especially if Taylor's back.
Okay.
Against New England.
In New England, it's
I'm giving him an L. Against Tampa in Indianapolis, if Taylor's back, I give him a win.
Yeah, I give him a win there too.
Against Tennessee in Tennessee, I'll give him an L.
Yeah.
Against Cincinnati in Cincinnati.
L.
Against Pittsburgh in Indianapolis.
That's a toss up.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Pittsburgh the win, so I still got Indianapolis sitting at 5. Against Atlanta in Atlanta.
Give it a toss up on that as well.
I'm gonna give him an L there. And then against Las Vegas in Indianapolis.
Give them a win to close out the season. How about
I'm giving a win, and they got one more.
Oh, they do?
In Indianapolis against Houston.
That's probably a win.
I give them a win as well. That's at 7. So you and me both have the over, I believe, right? Did you have 6 or 7?
So I had
6.
So I had 7. I had 5 wins, and then I had 5 games that I said they could win if they had Taylor, and then 7 outs.
There you go. So I mean, literally, I mean, it's gonna come down to the wire. I mean, that just shows you that you have 5 games as toss-ups depending on Taylor.
I mean, yeah.
So that just shows you how Taylor can literally impact half your season. You know, there's a lot of games I had too where it's gonna come down to if Taylor's playing or not. And maybe you think that we're overhyping this. Maybe Evan Hull plays okay. Maybe Deion Jackson plays. It's not Taylor. At the end of the day, it's not Taylor. And what that guy can do for your team this year with the RPO, read option offense with Anthony Richardson and Shane Steichen, man, I would love to see it in full swing. I just don't know. So Jim Irsay, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, do something about this. Don't be stupid, okay? Because I'm telling you right now, those first 4 games, there was a game or two in those first 4 games that I feel like that they could possibly swing if Taylor was there. I feel like this team can win 10 games. I feel like this team can win 10 games this season. You think I'm nuts? Steichen's going to dial up an offense. Richardson's going to be able to run that offense. And all they need is a difference maker. And it's not at the wide receiver position because Richardson may not be able to hit the receivers all the time. They need a running back that can help Richardson in that way. How do you stop Richardson and Taylor running the football? And how do you stop the play action pass? You can't. You can't stop all 3. Steichen has a system. The defense is good enough. This team can win 10 games. But being dumb, getting rid of Taylor, not bringing him in for the first 4 weeks, that can make you from about a 9-10 win football team to about a 5-7 win football team. And that's not going to cut it. Anything else that you have?
Look, man, I hate dumb owners are like one of the things I hate the most in the world. It's just pay your player, pay your superstar, and go have a great season. That's all it is. Go get it done.
And I'm so tired. The running back position is devalued, but the main thing that I can't stand more than anything, we can talk about it being devalued, yada, 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 is that, well, you just kind of said, I'd rather someone throw money at a player. You don't got to do a 10-year deal for a 2-year deal. Let's say he gets hurt this year and 2 years isn't going to kill you. Pay him a good amount for 2 years. You know, that's not, and I'd rather see an owner pay a player and them not do that good. Because honestly, at least the fan base, I mean, right now the fan base, I believe everybody in the NFL is saying this is crazy for them not to do it. Like, just go out and do it. And if it doesn't pan out, then you can say at least everyone agree with your decision. Everyone's going to agree with the decision if you pay them. No one's going to be like, oh, that was terrible. Do it. If it sucks, I'll own up to it. I'll say that I was wrong as well, Jim Irsay. But don't try to be, oh yeah, well, we're not going to fall into the trap that everyone else is, and we're going to not make this move, and then look like a jackass when he goes somewhere else and he blows up and he helps that team win a championship. Don't look like a stupid ass. Make the move, pay the man, win a championship. That's what I would like to say. But you know what? It is what it is. Anything else from your end?
I think we covered it all. I mean, it's just a tough situation all around for Colts fans, especially. And especially Anthony Richardson.
For sure. So, man, for Richardson's sake, Irsay too, I mean, I think Steichen wants Taylor back too.
Oh, he's 100%. How could you not want it back?
It's just Irsay. So, Irsay.
Get it done, man.
Just
too worried about that whale or something.
Yeah, it's just, this is ridiculous. So, we'll see what happens. But all right, that's all from us. We'll talk to you guys soon. We are
Built better.
See you guys soon. Peace.